Hi, welcome to this episode of Teaching Academia. I am Leigh Hall, and today we're going to be talking about book snaps. And we're going to talk about what is a book snap, why might you use them, and how do you make one. All right, so what is a book snap? And admittedly, I might be a little bit late to this game, but a book snap is a way to identify and share a meaningful quote from a text. And there's a hashtag on Twitter for it, and on Tumblr and Instagram, I'm sure, and on Snapchat. And that is hashtag Booksnaps. Okay, so you can get on any of those social media sites and just hashtag it, and you will see some examples. Now, I've put an example in here for you of one that I did. It's a little difficult to see. It's a screenshot, but what you've got here is I've taken a picture of the book, of the page that the quote comes from, and I did this using, you have to do this using Snapchat, or this is at least the way that I was taught to do it. So I took a picture of the page, and then I pulled the text out, the quote, and what you see in the gray box that's up in the top third of the page of the book is the quote that I used, that I found to be inspiring. And then I tweeted it, okay? And so you can see that you can't really see it, but the tweet is at the bottom. So after I made this in Snapchat, I then went onto Twitter and shared it with everybody and hashtagged it Booksnaps. And so it doesn't take that long to do, and that's what a very booksick one looks like. You can get fancier than that. I haven't gotten fancier yet. Now, why do you want to use these? So the one thing is a book snap can provide evidence of students reading, right? You can ask them to find a certain amount of quotes and make book snaps out of them that they find meaningful. And it can facilitate discussions in class, right? Or even online, because you can use quotes as a way to get discussions started, right? You can have extended discussions about a given text. You can ask students to share their interpretations, why they picked a quote, why the quotes were meaningful. So obviously a quote in and of itself doesn't necessarily provide any evidence of students' readings, but you can then use those quotes to talk more deeply about text, and that will provide additional evidence that students have been reading. Now, how do you make one? I talked a little bit about this, but you want to use Snapchat to take a photo. And I'm actually going to put a link in the show notes to a website that will give you a video that will walk you through it. And I also will put another link to one of my blog posts where I wrote about doing it and shared my experiences with it. So you use Snapchat and then you put it on Twitter, right, with hashtag Booksnaps. And if you're doing this with students, my recommendation would be to have them storify their book snaps, because you don't want to go on to Twitter, for example, or Instagram or Tumblr and have to be looking through hashtag Booksnaps to try to find everybody's stuff. Make the students responsible for collecting it in one place if you want to see it and submitting it to you. All right, so if you have any questions about this or things you'd like to see in future episodes, please contact me. I am at leahhall39@gmail.com. You can also find my blog online, leahhall.wordpress.com, where I talk about issues of teaching and learning in higher education. Please subscribe to this channel so you get more, you get updates on teaching in academia tips. And please leave some comments for me at the bottom so that I know sort of what your experiences are with book snaps, questions that you have, things that you'd like to discuss.